things. Before we move, okay, we'll do your recap later, but I just have to say, because you watched episode 3, so we'll talk about that.
Yes, I did.
For 2 seconds before we do, I read this full article. Lisa Rinna did this. I mean, it's always interesting where people choose their outlet. She did an interview with Interview Magazine, which is a pretty major magazine. And she just, I mean, you know, this to me was closure for her. She covered it all. She covered it all. She said the point she almost got, you know, she almost thought she was going to get like arrested on the show. She talked about like when she threw like the thing with like, you know, Kim Richards, like she covered all the past. She said she's reached, it seemed like she feels bad. It sounds, for some reason, none of them feel bad about what they did to Vanderpump. They hate Vanderpump the most, but she feels bad about Denise. She's like, she reached out to Denise and their relationship is non-existent, but she tried. I was, you know, good for her for speaking to Kathy and Kathy Hilton at the thing. Like, you know, like we got to move on from this.
Yeah.
And, you know, she said, look, I think brandy is good in small doses. She doesn't think brandy is the answer for the future. Okay. I'm not so sure that brandy's going to be back. I'm not. I think if anyone came back from the past, it would be her. I'm not so sure she's coming back. But she said she thinks they should bring in brandy mid-season. Like if you're filming and you have nothing and you're in trouble,
then bring her in.
Brandy. She said that. She said, look, who's going to be the villain? It's great. She said she would love for Kyle to step up, which would be epic. She's like, it's not going to happen. She doesn't have an inner. She wants to be liked, and that's just what it is. She said Erica doesn't need to step up just by her existence. The mere fact that she breathes, like she brings enough to the show because look what's going on in her real life.
Right.
You know, and then she came to Dorit. She's like, Dorit has so much in her. I'd like to see Dorit be like a terror this season. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit, but step it up. Well, you know, last year she had that invasion. So this year could be her year.
I would like to see Dorit step up. I still think, I think personally, I think Dorit or Crystal should be the real villain this season. That's where I think they both have it in them. Crystal, they're trying to bring in one of her friends who's Robbie Williams' wife. Apparently, this is one of the 14 friends that she had some issues with.
Yes.
I think they said to Crystal, listen, you don't want your friends on this show, girl? Too fucking bad. You better find one of them because like either you both stay or you're going.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think Crystal is like, she wants to stay and she's found a friend. And the rumor is it's going to be Robbie Williams, the singer's wife. So that could be interesting. Like, look, we have to bring some new people in. We have to bring some new people in.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
So there's that. Look, I think we're going to find out, and it's going to start filming in March. I don't know. Listen, Rinna is not banned in 3 years. They could be calling her back.
I agree. If she wants to come back, because she really said the last year she hated. She said it was really bad. The filming
we still completely disagree. I think she was fired.
Okay.
I do not think anyone would turn this money down. It was a lot of fucking money. It was a lot of money. I don't think she liked being there. But, you know, she said, she's like, I didn't change. She's like, I thought this was interesting. I agree with this. She's like, what changed is the fans. She's like, these people have become, she's like, social media, what it has become. It's true. It is true.
No,
it's gotten really toxic. Now, I'm not giving her a free pass. But, no. I mean, granted, also, you shouldn't really pay attention to what's going on online. Like,
no.
In which does like, you know, but she said it just got so toxic. I don't know. That's where it's like, this story doesn't really, you know, you can't say you paid attention. You're like, which is it? But regardless, I mean, she's gone. So it doesn't really matter now, does it?
Right. No.
Andy Cohen has done an interview also saying he got called out on CNN. Like they were like, you said that you basically didn't want Jen Shah to go to jail. And he's like, well, I said that when I was hoping she was innocent.
She's innocent.
And then the guy, Chris Wallace, was
Wallace.
No, he's like, you said that after she pleaded guilty. And Andy like was scramming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough situation because you know what? You could like Jen and say, I really wish she wouldn't go to jail. But when you really think about what she did, I don't think he or certain people were thinking about how really deep and horrible taking money away from, senior citizens. So it's a catch 22 when you're friends with someone, but deep down, when you know what she did, it's tough. I mean, I don't know Jen. I liked her character on the show and everything, but when you think about really what she did to older people, it was horrible. That's horrible.
I don't like her at all. There's nothing about her
I
that I
know you
like.
don't. I know
There's
you don't.
just something there. There's just something there that rubs me the wrong way. Look, I mean, we have 6.5 years before she gets out. So I mean, I won't need to really worry
Wow.
about it. And then did you see the thing then which is common. A lot of people have to go to like counseling and like, mental help afterwards, which
Yes.
that's like a common thing.
Right. Right. Well,
So
listen, it's going to be to follow the whole situation. It's going to be interesting. You know what I just saw that I think was very interesting? Did you watch? I'm going completely off topic
that's
only because I
fine.
was obsessed with it. Did you watch the little girl Anna Delvey? Did you watch
No.
the Anna
Was it
Delvey
great?
story? Oh my God. It was so good. So Anna Delvey, they finally let out of jail. She did time. And then she went to one of these ICE centers, which I heard are terrible. But she's out. I'd love to meet her. I would love to meet Anna Delvey, and I'd love to interview her. So she's in New York now. She's got a small apartment. Some friends are helping her. And I think she just got offered some kind of a reality show. She's a trip. You got to watch this series because she's a trip. It's the true story of what she did and how she just was an immigrant young girl who came from nothing and made people believe she was this heiress and wound up having banks give her millions and millions of dollars. It was an interesting story, but I just saw
It's
today.
an interesting story. It really is.
Yeah, so I would like to. I'm putting it out there. If anybody knows Anna Delvey, please, I'd love to interview her. I want to make friends with her.
That's why it's like she doesn't bother. It's like I said this before. It's like I'm not condoning anything, but like when I think
No,
of it, look, I think she's horrible. Bernie Madoff is horrible. I mean, go down the list. They don't get under my skin. They just
no,
don't get. I mean, Bernie Madoff is no longer with us. They just don't get under my skin the way Jen Shah does. I cannot
really.
explain it. I can't. It's nothing. And Todd Chrisley and Julie Chrisley are now very close seconds. Very close seconds.
I don't know anything about them. I've never watched the show. Emma used to watch the show. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
I used to
But
watch it.
yeah,
I have them on my podcast. I don't have
yeah,
anything against them. I have something against them now that
right.
they're really out there saying God has a plan and God will take care of us. And it's like worse than Tammy Faye. It's like scarier than that shit. It's like, like to God and this and that. And they just tried to like ask for a plea. It's like it's over. It's over.